5-0'd with Merfolk splashing for Flame of Anor, also featuring Preordain. Deck looked awesome, deck felt awesome. I made a couple small changes to the mana base. We were playing 4 Lrien Revealed yesterday. It was okay. We didn't cast it once. We pitched it to Subtlety a couple times. I do think that there are going to be some games where you're still casting it. But 4, I think, was a bit much. I think that you want to be playing 2 or 3. Right now we're at 3. You could see going up to 2 over the course of today's stream a little bit. And then I also decided to cut the 4th island for the 4th Steam Vents. Mana base still not that painful, getting a little bit more painful with the extra shock land. But deck was awesome. Deck was really, really awesome. Preordain, definitely a very good curve, smoother. Make sure that, like, you know, Merfolk being one of these, like, Aether Vial decks, always has so much issues with mana scrub, mana flood, mana screw. And Preordain solves it really well. Someone told me that Javier Dominguez once said that it made a lot of sense in Merfolk because Aether Vial is a, like, high tempo, low variance card, and Preordain is a variance reducer and a tempo reducer, and so in some ways these two cards even each other out. I think that that's kind of a nice thought and articulated pretty eloquently as well. Flame of Anor is also, like, felt like the most important card in, like, basically any grindy matchup, but also in, like, a variety of, like, more linear matchups too. Like against Amulet yesterday, this card was really good. Against Tron yesterday, it was really good, just being able to, like, spreading seas them with Tideshaper. They play Oblivion Stone and just kill the O-Stone, draw 2 cards. Kill Amulet of Vigor, draw 2 cards. Kill Amulet of Vigor Dryad. Just like whenever you kill something with this and then draw 2 cards, it's like a super powerful 3-for-1. Because the thing you're killing is, like, really, really strong. It's kind of like Electrolyze, but you draw an extra card and you can actually kill beefy stuff. Like, we killed a 2/4 Ledger Shredder with it yesterday. It just is very versatile, very powerful. And unlike blue-red control decks, it is basically always online. You have Silvergill Adept, Hexcatcher, Trickster, Tideshaper, and Mutavault for a full, just incidental, 20 wizards that really, really, really power up the card. Master of the Pearl Trident, Svyelun, not wizards. Still feeling pretty good about the number of 8 lords. I mostly kind of wanted to have this as, like, a starting point for Hexcatcher for Master of the Pearl Trident, and I've not felt like I want to play, like, any copies of Lord of Atlantis. I think that 8 is a pretty good number. And also the list overall is feeling very clean. I'm pretty happy about 20 lands. I'm counting Lrien Revealed as lands. The deck is basically just 20 lands and then 4 ofs, which is pretty clean. Yeah, people keep saying I don't have Lord of Atlantis, but I'm happy to have Tideshaper against Tron. Happy to top deck an Aether Vial. Yeah, or doing all at the same time. Opponent with the most tilting ever, 2 minutes to show up, upkeep stop. Upkeep stop, baby. Let's go. Inflicting max psychic damage. Or am I, like, lagging? Is this, it says waiting for server. I don't know. Baseju, go. Let's go. Upkeep stop, still in effect. I mean, do I want to Baseju in your upkeep? No. No, that's fine. You can take the vial up. Now, I have a stop. Also draw step stop. Also has a draw step stop. Let's go, dude. Spike, please, my family is dying. I'm timing out of every single game of Magic Online. I also have a stop on every phase. Can't report this behavior. It's not against the rules, it's just obnoxious. They have 25 minutes, they can do whatever they want with it, and I have 25 minutes, and I would just like to complain the whole time. Thank you very much. We'll play Hexcatcher so we can counter a 4-drop here. Yeah, there's like not a small chance they're playing Baldur's Gate 3. I was doing a little bit of Magic Online, Baldur's Gate double queuing off stream on like Monday, but I would just whenever I had opponents who were tanking like this, I would just play like 2 minutes of Baldur's Gate and then move back. Merfolk feels so favored in this matchup. Yeah. I think the deck is like weirdly well positioned. I need to play the scam matchup some more though. Yeah, this is game 1. They're like, wait, I don't have Tron? I don't have Tron? Hold on, let me double check. I got Urza's Power Play. I got Urza's Tower. I got Urza's Mine. What? This is a Magic Online is blocked. What's the deal? There we go. So we're called to ring. Called to O-Stone also. Yeah, I mean, I think I just smash them. So if they do have O-Stone, they have O-Stone with 9 mana, so I can sacrifice 2 fish to stop them from being O-Stone plus activate, and I can Flame of Anor, or maybe I also will have lethal. I think I'll be only lethal if I find a 3rd Lord. Oh boy, we get a decision. Oh, I can't. I have to sack Master of the Pearl Trident, because if I sack the Tideshaper, then they get an extra mana. Actually really awkward. Okay, but they've messed up, and then they've now tapped the power plant, so I can sack the Tideshaper now. And I'm in a spot where if I find a Lord, I'm presenting lethal if they have nothing. And if I don't, I can Flame of Anor the Oblivion Stone. And if I find a land, I can Preordain looking for a Lord. I could also maybe Preordain looking for a land. So we just kind of cross that bridge when we get there. My opponent has not passed priority back to me after paying for the O-Stone. It's a good time to like think for 30 seconds, I think. Just, is there anything you want to do in this moment? No, let's just pass it back. And then I'll target here. So now they only have 4 mana, so this resolves. Yeah, it would be a good match for deck decks. Besage you my Aether Vial. It's a good play. Now I do have to top deck. I guess it's actually kind of the same. I can still... Well, I guess I have to draw a land in order for me to Preordain. But I can now freely Preordain. Or, potentially, I just play Hexcatcher. Especially with the Mutavault in play. Okay, so if I Preordain, I have 5 Lords that end the game immediately. If I go Hexcatcher, Mutavault, I'm putting my opponent down to 2. And what's cool about that is I'm beating an Ulamog. Probably draw first. A Norhex seems good. Yeah, I'm just thinking about is it better to go for Preordain? And I think the fact that I beat Ulamog with this line makes me want to take it. Good draws. And then the second Flame of Anor means I'm also beating a Worm Coil too. Kill also, but then 2 have immutable. Yeah, I know. I'm examining the 2 lines. I know. 7 mana? Is this card liberated? Sorry, top 7 mana concede. Cool. So bring in the Moon's the Needle, the Force of Negations. I think you want all 8 pitch spells. Yesterday I cut all the Sylvuns. And 3 Tricksters? Did I play 1 Trickster? Or did I play 1 Sylvan? I think I played 1 Sylvan. Let's do that. Esther has uploaded a video talking about all the older versions of ordering cards cease and desist. I don't know. I don't think that it's going to be a big deal. They told me I couldn't say what it was, what they were like in the past. They may have told Canister something a little different. I don't know if it's seemingly just not that serious, but I did watch Canister's video. I thought it was really good. I thought it was like I don't watch a lot of MTG YouTube videos these days, but I sincerely thought it was like the best Magic video I've seen in a long time, and it was like just the perfect combination of like well edited and like very interesting and topical and like from an expert, and it was really good. Yeah, and it also helped me remember a little bit. You know, see, I guess I could now, because Canister said it, I could now say that people always complain, why doesn't the One Ring say the ring tempts you on it? It doesn't say the ring tempts you on it. It used to. Canister said in his video, it did used to. I believe that the mechanic was mostly centered around the ring tempts you when we saw it. Or the card was mostly mostly built around ring tempts you. How much did you collaborate with your fellow consultants during consultation? So it was just me, Canister, and then some people from Wizards. And then I think we had 1 or 2 calls. I think it was 2, where we had just like a meeting, but and then we had like a group chat too that wasn't super active, but had some conversations there. It was you know, it was mostly just that we had like our own little reports to give and stuff. Because we do have Flame for the O-Stone. Don't have a land for it yet. I guess I'm going to Silvergill. Hopefully draw a red source. Preordain. Why can there be more of one in a deck? Because that's how like Magic cards work. To some extent, there is limits to how valuable it is to have your cards be super flavorful. Why can there be 4 Saurons? There's only one Sauron in the lore. There's only one Sauron. There's only one Galadriel. There's only one Elrond. What are we talking about? It's different when the card is called one. Listen, they didn't consult me for flavor, you know what I mean? I'm not the freaking flavor consultant for Lord of the Rings. I'm not the Lord of the Rings lore master flavor expert extraordinaire. I'm the modern guy. Okay, I'm gonna look for specifically a blue or red land. Ugh. Alright, getting Mutavaulted, huh? Getting Mutavaulted. I think it was too greedy to keep the force. Spike, I know. Please come and suggest all flavor changes for the Lord of the Rings set. That'd be great. I think putting only one copy in a card's clause text could work would be really awkward. I don't think it would be a big deal, but I think for the most part, I'm not a huge fan of your game objects having super impactful flavor implications in the cards, and like you know, I would just rather like cards be good game pieces first and then like pieces of flavor later, you know what I mean? And like sometimes you have like a big hit where the cards are both at the same time, but again, for the most part, I don't like breaking your back to make things super duper flavorful. It's, you know, it's also, you know, it's flavor in general, just like the word, I think, to me, it describes sprinkling, you know. You don't want it to be overpowering anyways. So we're going to needle the map. Kind of slow to get a clock out. We've got a lot of interaction here. Do you think I'm still needling the map, even if it's not particularly mana efficient here? X-Ped... map. Could have even needled map turn 1. Sometimes you'll needle Karn or needle Ring. Threshing Maniac with Twitch Prime, thank you as well. Do you ever get disappointed with flavor fails? I don't know. At the very least, it's not something I care about very much. There have maybe been a few moments in my career as a Magic player that I was like, this is a little unflavorful, but I just don't really care. I think that it's awesome that Magic as a game has like a deep, cohesive, comprehensive lore that is fleshed out. I think it's awesome that the cards look like this. Like, look at this Force of Negation, Subtlety. Like, it's just so hard to like look at a Magic card besides Lrien Revealed and be like, man, this art is bad. Like, everything besides Lrien Revealed is it just all looks so sick. I love that about Magic. And I love that, but to me, none of it is it's just not that important overall. Despite I like that it's like this. It's really, it enhances the experience for me. But if they're all still like just game pieces and not works of art, like I think I would still like the game. Why is Lrien bad? Look, they're all doing a YouTube thumbnail. It's literally the hobbits. They're all like, all right, guys, we finished the video. We made it to Lrien. Now we need to make the thumbnail. Everybody make your best soy face. Let's go. They're just all pogging. They're just all in the Mr. Reese video. What's up, hobbits? Thank you for tuning in to Merry and Pippin, where we are traveling Middle Earth with our with our best friends Frodo and Sam. Today we made it to the mystical elvish city Lorien. Wow! And they're about to reveal it to us. You won't believe what happens next. Yeah, we don't watch it. You won't believe what basic island we cycle for. You're joking, but Mary and Pippin have podcasts for use. Oh, yeah, I actually remember hearing about that. It's kind of cool. Alright, they're warping. And now to the sponsor of the video. I can't remember any. Bill's Tavern. No pictures on the words. Again, I like pictures. I like that it's all cool. I like that it's flavorful. It's good for the game. Some people are really into it. And also, I just bought a bunch of Baldur's Gate character cards that I'm like, wow, these are so cool. But again, it's just not, the main thing for me. It's just enhances the experience for me rather than defining it. Okay, so we've needled a map. We've spreading seas the thing. Are they going to be able to find Tron? They are going to be able to find Tron. Will the subtlety be a relevant effect? Yeah, it is really cool that Magic art is incredibly good and has been like consistently incredibly good too. Opponent with the old 7 mana. Do nothing. Should have done something with your 7 mana while you still had it, opponent. What can I say? Is the Boros Grandma deck still on Moxfield and Stream Drinker? So the Moxfield guys were awesome. Like they're so cool. But they imported all of my Stream Decker decks into the Moxfield, sorted by year. I also played a game of EDH with them when I was in Minneapolis, and I was like falling asleep because I had been playing Sealed for like 12 or 13 hours. But it was fun. And I was playing Sealed for like 12 hours or something that day, and then I had to go do it again the next day too. Combo pieces in, so you get to afford to have more of a fleshed out cardboard. And then you kind of have to after that it's really like just a lot of tuning. I think tuning your cardboards can take a long time. Okay, I think we play first Tide Shaper here, since the second one will put the first one to 2/2. We had the same hotel and you were gaming every hour of the day night. Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Yeah, I think I saw you there really briefly, right? It's all a blur. Discuss Master of PT versus Lord of Atlantis. Pearl Trident is just strictly better than Lord of Atlantis because it does not lord your any opposing merfolk. Strictly better has been called. Second halfling. They have a double block here. Could have maybe played a land first, but I think I'd be happy enough with a double block that I'll just go to combat. If you go back and change the PT submitted and played, would I play the same list? No. I don't know. I mean, I was like agonizing a lot, switching a lot. I knew what the problems with the Yogg list were, but there wasn't anything there's just a lot of decks I liked, not a lot of decks I loved, and you know, like I went over my reasoning for the choice I had at the time. I think I would have played like Seth's list or like 2 cards different from Seth's list if I could go back. And I was very close to playing that instead. I kind of, you know, pivoted even very late into the process. So we're getting Omnathed. So what's the plan to beat this Omnath? Evoking Subtlety here, pitching either Tideshaper or Subtlety doesn't seem amazing. If I do, they can still just recast it even if I like turn Temple Guard into an island. I think we let it go. Try to draw Flame of Anor. Shine with 18, harm with the 2. Just always the Flame of Anor waiting room over here. Maybe I should have played Otawara so I could go Tideshaper, Flesh Trickster. Though we may would have pitched Tideshaper this turn. Like I would against Teferi for sure. And Shine with 18, Harm with the 2, Zippo with the 12, then kill as well. I think this list is better positioned than traditional Merfolk list. Yeah. Like, it's more so that, like, this list is traditional Merfolk, or playing Flame of Anor and some of the flex spots, and Flame of Anor is incredibly good in the deck. It is just absolutely a card that I have a hard time imagining that I would not want to play in the archetype. And so it's just like, to me, it's just kind of that simple. Like, Flame of Anor is great in the deck. Let's, you know, let's play it. It has been like in almost every single game we've played, the card I've been dying to draw constantly, really happy when I draw, and like is the difference between winning and losing a lot also. Just everything you want in like a card you're splashing for. Why not scrap Mutavault and play Blood Moon? Magus of the Moon is a wizard. Because Mutavault is really fucking good. Is why. No, I'm not going to SCG Columbus, but I'll go to SCG Dallas. I'll, you know, walk in my backyard and go. They put the Teferi back on top. 2 cards still in their hand. One of them seems to be Renin 6, which is going to gain them 7 life, or 3 life and cast them a spell. You ever board out Vial and take in many non-creatures like last game? I haven't been. You maybe are supposed to be. Okay, so they're drawing it to Teferi next turn if they don't shuffle. Flame of Anor, still just Chef's Kiss draw if we can find it. The Island Walking Lord would also be a really good top deck. Well, we'll play it out. You think Karn's gonna go just the Ring and no Karn? That's how I was playing the deck. I didn't like Karn very much in the deck overall. I still would probably just play Shielded Ring as my 4-drops, maybe a Damnation, so like 8 4-drops. They do bounce a Trickster. And they drew a Flooded Strand off of that. And they're going to crack both to deal me 4, which I think I'm happy with. Like, I mean, this game is just draw Master or or Flame of Anor. I guess Svyelun would be pretty reasonable draw here too. Any good new cards in Eldraine? I need to do a deep dive in this set, which I haven't really done. But I'll be getting the spoiler video for Eldraine, or the my reset review or whatever, out by pre-release next week. Let's go! Draw 2, deal 5. I draw 2. I deal 5 to you on math. Okay, and we drew our Island Walking Lord, so let's not attack this turn. Ah, man, this is just a Flame of Anor channel now. You still think Lrien Revealed is a 4-of? We're playing 3 today. I think that you want 2 or 3, not 4. Right now, relatively happy with the 3 number. I don't think I've seen Tempest Heart. Let me... Haven't seen this card. Draw 2, then discard a card, Adventure. Oh, wow. Remember Castlevania 5 or greater. Yeah, I mean, all these cards are like interesting implications for Cascade decks. I'm not sure if like exactly what this unlocks, but I feel like it unlocks something. Could also just, I'm not sure if am I just supposed to ignore them and crash in? Probably, although I guess I'm also... Yeah, I think we just ignore them. Or ignore the Planeswalkers, sorry. You mocked someone yesterday for suggesting 3 Lrien Revealed? I mock people all the time, but I also thought that I was like... for me, I think when I was like I think I remember the interaction you're talking about when someone's like, oh, 3, and I'm just like, my point was I just want to start with 4, and I said that I think at that point several times. I just want to start with 4. It's the kind of card I think we need to be playtesting as a 4 of before just like starting with a number in between is something that I wanted to do. And then when I answer the same question so many times, I sometimes have the tendency to be a little snarky. Well, they're tapping 2 halflings instead of tapping the Triome. They somehow have Binding as the mystery card? When did they draw that? Hearth Elemental. I've seen Hearth Elemental. I'm not super excited about Hearth Elemental. It could be... Well, I'll probably cast it a couple times, but... It's definitely like one of these is-it cards that gets like pretty overhyped consistently. We're leaving both vials on 2 here. There's probably an argument for ticking up and trying to find a subtlety. Oh, and then as I say out loud, argument for ticking up, my monkey brain ticks up. Okay, now I think I do go after the Planeswalkers. Just need to stop the Teferi from drawing a card, need to stop the Rin from ultimating. So Teferi goes to 1, we kill a halfling, Rin and 6 goes to 3. We can probably ignore Rin and 6 for the rest of the game. Yeah, if we drew a master off the top, it's a bit annoying, but I think that, like, you know, we are enough ahead that this is a fine line. 6-mana divination. Not animating so we can cast Lrien was good. Well, that only works if we know we're drawing exactly an untapped land off the top, and I think I would rather just animate. They conceded? They weren't dead, right? I feel like they were really in this game. They must have just drawn land and just been tilted. I'm gonna bring in Pithing Needle. I think that I want some number of Force of Negation for Ring. I want all my subtleties. I don't think I need Dismember. I have Flame of Anor. I think that Trickster is a card I like a lot. I think it's probably the weak link in this deck. I think I'll probably do something like 1 Trickster, 2 Force of Negations. Would you play Surginja with Asmo? Almost definitely not. Like, Modern is just, like, not a format. Modern's just not a format. I don't know. It could be better than I think. Like, one thing is, like, you're not with Asmo decks. It takes a long time before you start putting like your foods in the graveyard to trigger this. Modern is also like just not a format that really incentivizes you to play like 2 mana creatures that like slowly grow, and it's also a 2 mana 1 toughness creature that can grow, but 2 mana 1 toughness creatures are tough. I think on the draw I'm going to play the 3rd Force actually. Let's try this. Okay, good hand. Probably will play Mutavault turn 1, because if they play Wrenn 6, I'm not going to want to play Silvergill Adept, but I probably will want to fire up the Mutavault. Yeah, it doesn't die to Wrenn 6, does die to Bowmaster. But overall, it's not a card I'm super excited for. It is a card I'm looking at. It's probably a card that's good enough for me to talk about in the YouTube video or whatever. Yeah, I don't currently have a single card that I am like the most excited for in Modern. I also have not looked at the full spoiler. I will be doing a deep dive into it off stream, but at my like cursory glance, still not having seen every card, it does not feel like there's a ton of stuff in the new set that's just very exciting. This is going to be a hard one. You know if Wizards going to have community members look at MH3 like they did for Lord of the Rings? I would imagine so. So a Violent Adept to have a Wizard. Yeah, I think I just cast Sylvan. I would be very surprised if they didn't. I did not consult on the set though. Oh, I guess I could also say this though, because Canister announced it in his video to talk about the Lord of the Rings consulting. I did consult on the Assassin's Creed product too, and that's it. I haven't consulted on any other sets. I did get asked to do one more, but they wanted me to come to Seattle and work with them on it, and I just like I wasn't willing to do that. Like it was gonna be like a while in Seattle too, and to me it wasn't gonna be worth it. But have you played Assassin's Creed? I have played Assassin's Creed. I think I played up until Black Flag. I haven't played like the more recent ones. Oh, sorry, damn it. Should have dialed that in. Well, now I guess we are pitching it. Yeah, the Assassin's Creed set is going to be modern legal. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings. Yeah, if they cast Omnath here, we could win. If they don't have also 0 mana spells, but they got 11 cards. Okay. Loitering should have been a one-off, and you've responded to 60 commander stuff. I agree for the most part, yeah. I'll say I'm not really a fan of Assassin's Creed in general. I don't. It's weird because I've played like probably 6 of the games, but like to me, like I just think they've aged kind of poorly, and I don't know. It's just not a series I'm like super interested in at this point in my life, but. I don't know. I know a lot of people have like lots of very strong feelings about Universes Beyond stuff. To me, like I've never had any strong opinions on it. How should I put this? Yeah, I don't know. I've never really had any strong opinions on Universes Beyond. It's just not something I care very much about. But I will say that Lord of the Rings, I think, was a big hit. I think it was not a perfect set, but I think it was done really well. It does it, and like I think a lot of people were concerned with, you know, seeing the One Ring, people always joke about, oh, I'm going to cast Gandalf. It was, you know, just joked about all the time. But I think it ended up being like a really cohesive and smooth integration. That being said, I have a feeling that Assassin's Creed is going to be a less smooth integration. Like I've seen the flavor and stuff, and I've seen like the card names and stuff, and it doesn't seem like it's not going to be so out there from what I remember. It's also been a long time, but I do think it does feel like Lord of the Rings was one that was like, well, universally loved, easy integration. I'm not convinced that Assassin's Creed will be as smooth of an integration, but what I am saying is I'm open to it. You know what I mean? Like this is something that like, you know, this is like just very, very common, like for when it comes to Magic discussion on the internet, is that people just love to prejudge things that haven't come out. Like this happened with like both of the Modern Horizons sets. It's happened with the Lord of the Rings set. It has happened with literally everything. People love to like just pass a full judgment on it before they've seen it. And I think Lord of the Rings was a hit. And I'm you know definitely willing to see like how how Assassin's Creed goes. You know what I mean? And there's a chance that it's like it's awful and it feels awful and it's like just gross for the game and just doesn't feel like it's smooth. And there's also a chance that it is a smooth integration and it's handled as well as Lord of the Rings. You know, it's the same people working on it. So to me, I just like don't care to like pass judgment on anything I haven't seen. Be crazy to win this game. So if I think I have to find Flame of Anor or Island Walking Lord. Although I guess I can't flame. Just looking for the Island Walker. I mean, will Assassin's Creed be modern playable or only commander decks? It is going to be a legal modern set. Legal and modern. So they're playing around Force of Negation by tapping the Halfling. I will draw 2. I'll deal 5 damage here. They did not have an Omnath last turn, so they've had a couple of looks at it. What can you tell us about Beyond Boosters? I can tell you I have no idea what that is. I believe from my recollection, and again, it's been a while, but I believe it's not going to be as big as Lord of the Rings. It's going to be a smaller set. I don't know. I can't really remember. It's been a long time, and I don't remember most of the cards, but I do remember that I generally had good feelings about the set, and it was fine. Forenza the 5 months, thank you. I vote Riptide Laboratory. I mean, the card's really cool. I don't think you can really play it in this deck. They've announced it's not full set publicly. Yeah, I honestly just can't remember. It's I don't know. When I tell you I can't remember, I am being honest. Okay, so if they have a Solitude, we lose. They almost definitely have a Solitude, but you know, I think we do just jam. I like that they have to have 2 removal spells here, and Binding doesn't get the job done because these are lands. So they have to have Solitude or like Bolt. And they have it. Let's go to game 2. Oh, game 3, sorry. Friends Fire with the 5, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Lord of the Rings was a really ambitious set, and people were. I think that the community was really hesitant to like kind of accept it and like expect that it would be good. But I think they did a great job with it. I think it was really. I think it was really like a big success. You know, and it's also like second highest selling Magic set of all time or something like that after Modern Horizons 2. To the draft format is kind of like actually. So I'll say this: every time I get into a draft format, I love it because I don't draft very much anymore. Like I am just like I loved March of Machine Limited. I thought March of Machine Limited was just I thought it was just the best. I thought it was just awesome. Let's play Hexcatcher here. And I loved Lord of the Rings Limited. I thought Lord of the Rings Limited was amazing. Kind of weak to a Fury. You can be weak to a Fury here. But like again, I just like don't play much Limited these days, so like when I have the chance to, like I just every single time I just love it so much. I'm having the best time ever. So I'm not really a great narrator because I just really like love diving into Limited sets because I don't do it every single time. How about any copies of Spellpiercer Meter? I think with Force and Hexcatcher you don't really need it. I'd also like Chalice also, you know, kind of does the similar thing but better. It'll be hard for them to top the Lord of the Rings set. Like, yeah, I agree. I think they're not. There's just not an IP that's as good as Lord of the Rings. I agree they're gonna have a hard time topping the set. That being said, like, I do think that they they can make a set that is good. I think they can make a good set. I think they can make one that's good and interesting and fun and. Not every. It doesn't have to get better every year. You know what I mean? They could just have a good set that isn't as good as the best one they've ever done. Nothing wrong with that. So they need to have a ring. Looks like they have a ring. We sadly don't have a force. Maybe a Lrien Revealed turn. We'll draw our card. I think I am just committing to the board here. So they don't have Omnath. They do have a second ring, which we can Hex Catch. I'm planning on doing any Vintage Cube this season. I've done a little bit. I'll be drafting some more during the challenge tomorrow for sure. Man, Merfolk goes so hard. So fun. But it's kind of pretty unrealistic too. I don't know. Like Star Wars is probably like the IP that like rivals Lord of the Rings in terms of like popularity and reverence. It would be like weird to have a sci-fi Magic set, but I would be in general open to like a sci-fi, like not even like necessarily Star Wars, but just sci-fi in general. I just really can't think of anything that just like really like I'm just like super thirsty for. We have Doctor Who already. Yeah, I watched a couple seasons of Doctor Who. It was kind of weird for me for it to be a commander set, but again, it's just like you're just gonna like the ones you like, and you're gonna not like the ones you don't like. Like, you know, Assassin's Creed is a property I'm not that big a fan of. It's okay. I liked it a lot when I was like a teenager, and I think for me it's just one that I've become less interested in as time has gone on. But I'm sure some people really like it. FromSoft. Oh yeah, sorry, never mind. Dark Souls would be the Dark Souls universe would unironically be the biggest hit, and it would also be like actually a good they're also like fantasy magic. You know, it would be that's it. That's the answer. I think I actually don't mind cutting them off black here. I think I don't know that they could get Dark Souls collab. What is Dark Souls? It's a video game series made by From Software. It's I've actually on this channel tried to no-hit the game many times. I got kind of close a few times. We'll try to get back into it later this year. Yeah, I think I don't know how it took me so long to think about it. Think of that, but yeah, that would I think be the biggest hit that they could get. Yeah, I am planning to play Armored Core, but I want to finish Baldur's Gate, and then I think if the reviews for Starfield are like really, really good, then maybe I'll play Starfield first. I need to like look at reviews for Armored Core 2. But I'm definitely gonna play both. Wheels, the 19 months, thank you. Wouldn't that be a little predicated on FromSoft linking their universes themselves? Would it be on WotC to do it, or will the cards be from different settings in their own universe? Yeah, I mean, I think that is a question that, you know, gets to be answered by people that aren't me, maybe. But, I think that like Dark Souls has a lot of lore. They have a lot of things that like aren't codified, but they do have like an expansive universe, and it's not like Magic might actually be like the perfect setting to do a Dark Souls. So I'm gonna cast Vial this in now. So if they Bowmaster, then I just get to like Trickster the ETB. It might just like weirdly be the perfect setting to do a Universes Beyond, where it's not like this crossover would be it wouldn't be like something where Wizards is spelling out the lore. They're just depicting the characters. They're just depicting the things that Wizards has shown in a visual way and making mechanics based around it. But none of this is like selling the secret sauce that like, you know, Miyazaki is trying to keep hidden or anything. It's all in theory just the same stuff without, you know, making things uncryptic. I think it would weirdly be a great medium for like to expand the Dark Souls brand. But I also kind of think it would be a hard get. Although Lord of the Rings was a hard get, I don't even know how they pulled it off. Wheels 19 again. Thank you. What's the score today? I think we're 3-2 overall. One of the matches we lost game 1 due to like a really brutal misclick where I was casting Trickster in their upkeep. They had no cards in hand. We had lethal in the crackback, but I clicked my Mutavault on accident and animated it, and we lost. And then lost game 2. We lost to Hammer. Now we're 2-0 this league. Okay, my opponent is resetting. Seems like they're having some lag problems. The token estate loves money. Yeah, I guess so. I would like. I know like Amazon paid what $1 billion to make their series, and like most of that was just money to the token estate. I wonder what Magic paid. Oh, man, the Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna give season 2 a chance. The Lord of the Rings show is so disappointing. I didn't watch the last episode. I didn't watch the season finale. I thought the first few episodes were awesome, and then it was so sad because I was like interested in the things that were happening. I was like engaged, and then it just was so slow. It was just too slow. And then also like House of the Dragon was so much better too. Just soulless. The thing was, for me, it wasn't soulless. Like I was like interested in the story it was trying to tell. I was like engaged with the characters, but just like nothing was happening. You know what I mean? It just nothing happened in the show. It felt like, and like Numenor specifically was the worst part of the show for me by a lot, where they just spent so much time in this city, and I feel like they didn't explore the city very much. It was just like a lot of people talking and like generating conflict for the sake of like having conflict, because you need conflict to have a plot progress. But it was just like pointless conflict that went nowhere, and was obviously going nowhere, and it felt like very contrived. All of like the little arguments that that everyone was having in the city of Numenor, and I'm just like, get on with it, please. But I'll give season 2 a chance. Hope we have more League of Legends show. Yeah, Arcane was really, really good. I thought about doing like a TV, movie, video game review, like second channel, because I do really like talking about this kind of stuff. I have a lot of fun with it, and it's something I am like weirdly passionate about. But I don't know. I don't know when I'd find the time. Bring in Needle for Ring. Could want Dismember. Kills Children, kills Bowmaster. So does Flame of Anor. Flame of Anor is a bit awkward against Bowmaster. I do something like 2 Subtlety, 2 Force, and then cut something else. Like a Preordain. Are people so up in arms with TV shows like John Wick or something? Or just like action, not action heavy? Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine that Lord of the Rings wasn't action heavy, but the problem was like specifically the Numenor plots. There was a bunch of nonsense contrived conflict that was uninteresting, obviously going nowhere, and it just made no sense to me. Like that was the worst part of the show by a lot. It was just so slow, and I was just like, every episode I'm like, are they gonna finally leave this damn city? And they just spent like way too long in there. I'm probably gonna mulligan this one. Aspiring Critic. Yeah, I would have fun with it. I have all these like side projects and stuff I'm always trying to do, and the stream ends up being, you know, stream in like real life always. I just can't spend my whole life making content. Have I read The Silmarillion? No. I remember being like a teenager, checking the book out from the library, reading like 50 pages, and like, maybe I'm just not going to do this. But when resetting Magic Online again. Am I okay with Ships of Holding? Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me so much. The whole, like, there weren't enough room in the ships for the horses. Like, obviously, like, they, you know, I can get from it can be like an immersion breaker, but it's also just like, it's just not something I care that much about. These, like, little small, like, inconsistencies in storytelling. Just kind of an easy thing to forgive for me, I guess. Okay, put back a second flame. Do you wonder why certain cards are made with a certain rarity? Like Brazen Bar being mythic. Like, to some extent, like cards like Brazen Borrower and Murktide are good examples of cards that are like not super complicated, but are mythic because they're like meant to be staples, and they want their staples to be. It's like, you know, they're doing it for money, or they're doing it to increase the value of the set. I think. Not really sure, but That's always like the vibe I get when you have like an uncomplicated staple being a mythic. I've ever read Dune. I haven't read all of the first Dune movie. I've read some of the first Dune movie. Or sorry, book. I've seen the movie. My brain was like, okay, I've seen the movie, and then I've read like a little bit of the book, like the first half of the first book. And then where it's got a little crossed. Obviously a bit awkward because maybe I'm actually supposed to not do this now. Maybe I'm supposed to like trickster it. The thing is, I only have a vial on 0 and vial on 2. I think I just cycled the adept. Maybe I could try to block the bowmaster, although they're not attacking into it. Do you think any of the adventures could be secretly good? I feel like adventures are hard to evaluate. Well, like at least in Modern, I don't think that of the adventure creatures I've seen, any of them are going to have a huge impact. The Prowess Otter, I think, is okay. We're going to try that card, but like for the most part in Modern, you just have to have like, you know, your spells have to really impact the game. Your spells have to impact the game in a significant way, and like Bone Crusher Giant is very slow, and like both, even though you get two cards that are like okay for Pioneer and Standard, 3 mana 4/3 in Modern is not good. 2 mana 2 damage is not very good. It just doesn't impact the game enough for you to really want to play it. Limit with the 16 months. Smart of them to play this pre-combat, so they have the option to attack with their Bowmaster. They're down to 3 cards, for whatever that's worth. Not even a Hearth Elemental for Dredge. So like usually like when I'm talking about a set evaluation, it's like, yes, Hearth Elemental is probably going to be a good card in Dredge. Will it make the final cut? I'm not sure. But I don't like to like just spend too much time on the more like narrow, nitpicky, you know, like these kind of like applications for cards. It's just like cards that are good in Dredge are they're good in Dredge, and they're very, it makes them very, very fringe. It's not something to like care too much about because it's just not going to go in many, if any, decks besides Dredge. Although it could be like that is definitely a card that could, I guess, end up surprising us a little bit. The month of 16 months, thank you. Lots of brutality in the Goros deck to be attracts. I've played brutality in some builds in the past. It is okay. I think that you want it when burn is popular, and if it's like, if you feel like it's something you want for your Murktide matchup too. Was I surprised there isn't even a single good fairy for Eternal formats from Eldraine? Not surprised, no. I love Spellstutter Sprite more than most people, but they are... I've lived with the fact that they don't seem that interested in in making Spellstutter Sprite a playable Modern card. I have my playset of Secret Lair Spellstutter Sprites for whenever the day comes, but I'm not sure the day's coming, y'all. Well, on 4, interesting. I think I basically just always, after I put in Sylveon, just take it up to 4 so I can draw Subtlety and Violet in. Since we already have Sylveon and we don't want a second one, so let's just take it up to 4. Already have a Vial on 2. Tapped Watery Grave. Shielded would be good. Could be a little bit scared of Orcish Bowmaster, although I guess the ward protects my Hexcatcher here. If they had Bowmaster, they should have shocked. Not that they necessarily would have. People, you know, one big appeal to Merfolk is that people make mistakes against it constantly. It is a hard deck to play against. I guess I could have drawn Mutavault. I was thinking for some reason I might want to untap this Sylveon, but I guess that's not really super likely. So if my opponent casts the ring, will I sack 2 lords to counter it? So I can put my opponent down to 2. I heard, unfortunately, that Baldur's Gate patched the short person kisses Karlach kissing scene. I liked how goofy it was. Yeah, I need to go look at the patch notes, too. How do I feel about a Game of Thrones Universes Beyond? I think one issue with Game of Thrones as a universe for Universes Beyond is that it's like a pretty low magic setting, you know what I mean? Like, in general, like spells and dragons, and I don't know. I mean, they have enough dragons, I guess, to do stuff for, but it's a pretty low magic setting. It's like much lower magic than something like Dark Souls or even Lord of the Rings, I feel. I don't know, maybe Lord of the Rings is like similarly low magic, but at least in Lord of the Rings you have like elves and dwarves and orcs and stuff and goblins, but unlike Lord of the Rings you just have like a bunch of feudal lords and stuff. But it would be fine. I would be intrigued. I would probably want it to not be called Game of Thrones because that's like the show title. I think I would want it to be like more expanded lore and stuff from the book. So like Song of Fire and Ice branding instead of Game of Thrones branding. Fallout has no magic and they're making it work. Yeah, I forgot they're doing Fallout. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. To me, as long as like the product is good, I'm willing to accept it. Yeah, Witcher could be good too. Science and magic are the same. That could be a cool like way they lean into it a little bit. Okay, 3-0. Would love another fish 5-0. Half-Life, oh, man. Half-Life Alyx was really good. It is funny that they made a Half-Life prequel before making Half-Life 3. I'll even take like another like Half-Life game too. Like the series is just so cool. I'm a big fan. Problem is getting the writers back. Yeah, I don't know. I understand his issues. I'm just hurting. I'm just hurt inside. Okay, well, I'm glad my vial didn't get Thoughtseized. I remember I was also in the same conversation. I remember being like 17 or 18. Skyrim came out, and like every like teenager, when Skyrim came out, I just played it nonstop. It was just I just played so much Skyrim, and I remember saying to many of my friends at the time that I really hoped that I didn't have to I really hoped that the next Skyrim game would come out in the next couple of years. I hope I didn't have to wait like as long as like
4 years, because then I would be out of college, and I'd be out of college and starting a job. So I couldn't, I wouldn't have enough time for it. But then I didn't graduate college, and then they never made another Elder Scrolls game. The Bowmasters, we can flash in Hexcatcher. Seems like they don't have it. Yeah, the Monkey Paw curls. Wait, that means, do you think maybe if I do graduate college, they'll finally make the game? That's what they're waiting on? Oh, they just played around Hexcatcher. Good beats. I wasn't really expecting them to play around it, I guess. It is definitely backbreaking here. Why didn't I graduate? It's a combination. So one, I was, getting closer. They're targeting me and not the Adept? Wow. I was getting kind of close to graduating, and I just kind of had this big break in my schedule between work and school that I hadn't had in a long time. And I kind of recognized an opportunity to either start streaming or finish school, start streaming, and then if it took off, it took off, and if not, I finished school, and then streaming took off, and I never finished. So I think they're going to use an Undying effect here. Do they know about Hexcatcher? Yeah, they thought seized. Man, I thought I was just going to pass priority back. I guess they knew about it, huh? Now they just get to double. I mean, I almost just passed priority back there. Good beats, good play. And they knew about it too. So discard just Blackleaf Cliff, so they have at least one good card in their hand. Attack with just Goblin Shaman? I mean, if they have another Bowmaster, they have another Bowmaster. I think I am behind enough that I am not playing around it. Yeah. Good shit. So, Dismember's in... Going Harbinger. You want to cut the Master of the Pearl Tridents. Although the Hexcatchers are also kind of bad because they're 1 toughness. They don't counter that much either. I think they're still better than the Masters. Well, the problem is they're us with no Master. No, I need to play Master instead because it's harder for me to get them to 2 toughness. I do think you want 4 Lords in the matchup. So we can play Hearse, we can play Harbinger. We can play one of each. I just passed priority back there. We're in good shape. They really got me. Let's play the Harbingers. I just put back the Master. It's not a wizard for these Flame of Anors. I want to be able to Subtlety a turn 1 Grief or turn 1 Fury. No Hearse. Hearse is beat mid against Rakdos. It's okay. Could be correct to play it, but I don't feel super wrong for not playing it. Don't think I'm Subtletying Ragavan. Would love to draw a 2-mana wizard. That's not Silvergill Adept. I think Bunnicorn from Wild is broken. I don't think it's broken. It's maybe good. So, how does this deck feel, Spike? Spike, tell me how this deck makes you feel. 5-0 with it yesterday, 3-0 at the moment. I'm almost locked into playing in the challenge tomorrow. Not casting the Vial. Sure, yeah, not casting the Vial. Bunnicorn and Modern Convokeless. I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time evaluating the card. It seems okay. Three-mana Answer to Ragavan, so bad. No Undying Effect, at least. I think we'll Subtlety. We could maybe get lucky and draw Mutavault to turn this into a 3-for-1. Otherwise, we can just Divination, potentially. Or just kill Grief and sponsor trigger next turn if they keep it on top. But they put it on the bottom. Gonna be hard to come back from this. Mutavault is the best draw. Right, now I think we just main phase the draw 2, play the Vial if we draw lands. Don't draw the land. Does not seem like a great matchup. Yeah, I agree. Kind of the problem with modern decks. Scam is just so fucking good and good against like modern decks. We have good cards in the matchup though. We have good, we've got a plan. Mulliganing on the play is also like, tough place to be. Really gotta keep 7s. I think I will play the Vial here instead of the Master. Don't think it matters a ton. And what's also, again, frustrating about Scam is, like, even if you do have, like, a favorable matchup, you just lose anyways a lot of the time. They just have draws that are unbeatable. Yeah, I'm still, I think, pretty in favor of a Grief ban. I just think all the worst games in Modern involve Grief. And I do think, like, when you have Grief plus Undying Malice or whatever, like, your win percentage is probably too high. I think I'm just going to take this hit, actually. If I draw an untapped land, Subtlety the Vagabond, next turn's pretty good. I think that they think I'm going to block, and don't necessarily want that to happen. And I also, like, I don't have that many cards that they can find that are super relevant either. So, like, Adept into Mutavault, Svyelun. Mutavault pretty good. Yeah, the opponent from all those years ago was right. It's just that the deck has just become so streamlined and good. It is weird because Grief by itself is just not very good, but when you're scamming Grief, not only does it give you just such a high win rate, it also is incredibly unfun. I'll block if they have Fury or Bowmaster. They have Fury or Bowmaster. They may just want to play a second Fable. And my life total is also not the highest. They do have Fury. They pitch the Ragavan, the card we knew about. Why was Scam kind of fine deck and now it's dominant? So like one big thing was that Orcish Bowmaster is an incredible card and is a card that fits into the Scam archetype really well. Come on, Flame of Anor. Now we can't flame. I guess I have to bounce. Do I also want to keep Trickster? No. But like Bowmaster is incredible in the deck. That's one. Two, creativity was the top dog in Modern, the deck to beat, the #1 deck in the format for a long time, and has a favorable scam matchup. But like with the ring kind of pushing creativity out of the metagame, scam was like a little bit more poised to raise to the prominence. Also, Hammer, weirdly enough, has like a pretty good scam matchup too. It's not incredible or anything, but it is, I think, favorable. And so like the two matchups that were like a little ahead of scam, both mostly exited the format. So yeah, having Surge and Sanctifier is just tough for scam. If scam is as good as you are all complaining, why don't you just play it and win all the events? This is like the most annoying. Like, people who leave these comments are always like, they're always the scam players themselves, and they don't want their card banned. Is always the people. But like, to answer this, like, Modern is like a format of self-expression, and one that, like, it is a game, and you want to play the archetypes you enjoy playing. Like, this is just like as valid a reason to do anything in Magic as anything. Two, there is a difference between, like, scam is also like a somewhat inconsistent strategy. Scam, like no deck in Magic, also in Modern right now, has a win percentage that's above like 55%. But it is also like to say, oh, why don't you just play it and win every event? You've never been able to just pick up any top deck in a format and guarantee to win every event. This is just not how Magic works, and it's just silly, annoying, like Reddit comment. You know what I mean? Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Yeah, the problem is not. I think I'm going to Highland Cycle turn 1. Versus Scam Grief. Okay, Mystic Grief Ephemerate. I mean, both are very good. Okay, so against the Darksteel Citadel deck, we're going to save the Tideshaper for Urza Saga. Can move on from the same boring conversation we have all the time too. Say hold mana up. Flame of Anor is likely going to be good against most Darksteel Citadel decks without actually being good against Darksteel Citadel. Nice. So not an Urza Saga deck, probably. If I Tideshaper Darksteel Citadel, is it still indestructible or not? Judge? It is not. Okay, so let's do that then. Still an artifact, so Spire still taps for stuff though. No, they are a Saga deck! Oh, I guess I have double Trickster. Wait, they're Boom Bust Affinity? Let's go, dude. What a deck. They have Galvanic Blast? I'm gonna blast my Lord. What is with all the giant gifted subs this week? Thank you, 4 Dogs, for the 21 gifted subs. long time mod and friend of the channel, 4Dogs, who I met in Chicago one time too. Oh, whoops. So if you got a gifted stuff from 4Dogs, make sure to thank them. Doing hard work, doing honest work. Sorry, I should have cast Preordain pre-combat, I think. Then I guess if I wasn't, maybe I'm casting Mutavault, but then I want to be able to cast Preordain post-combat. Got close. Three weeks away from baby time. Congrats! That's awesome. Name your child Asmarana Mardice Dinakul. You got any zombie updates lately, 4Dogs? Shadow Spear. Okay, so they're not equipping Shadow Spear this turn, which is good because I need the Trickster, the Construct. Another Mutavault, I guess I am. Just doing this. You might put it for 6 down to 5. Is there anything from Lrien that makes me want to try more Asmo stuff? Yeah, there was something. There's a couple cards. I need, again, I'll be doing a YouTube video on the new set soon. I'm excited to get to play with some new cards too. This Lord of the Rings season was really weird too because of the Pro Tour testing. It kind of feels like they just came out, but it's actually, you know, it's been a while. They dead? Well, they're definitely dead if I draw land. Man, I'm just a Merfolk gamer now. It's so weird. I think the longer you play Magic, the sooner you, the longer you play Magic, the more inevitable it is that you just eventually morph into the Merfolk guy. And I've resisted the transformation for a long time, but man, Flame of Anor is just the sickest card ever. Does a new set finally give Rats a decent deck? No, but it's enough. It'll be enough for a stream, I think. We have enough Rats for a stream, but we need more. Yeah, hashtag FishFam, huh? Yeah, shout out to Sherwin. Sherwin's a local Merfolk player who always crushes me. Oh yeah, also the chat. Of course, in the chat today, huh? I think because we're going to be tide shaping their sagas, I'm going to go down to 6 Lords, 2 Master, 4 Hexcatchers, thinking 3/3. I think I'll try an Ordain too. The C Canister's video mentioned Flame of Anor used to hit Planeswalkers too until they removed references to the Planeswalker set. You have that wrong a little bit. I did watch the video, but he said in the video, and I was also there, that he suggested changing it to being able to hit Planeswalkers, but they said no to the suggested change because of there being no Planeswalkers in Lord of the Rings, which I think is a good thought. And I remember I had feedback on Flame of Anor that it should maybe deal 4 damage instead of 5, I that was something that I also Canister also wanted to play around with the damage mode. He wanted to buff it. I wanted to maybe just make it 4 damage instead of 5, and I think I said maybe 3 damage, but it could hit players or creatures. It's kind of funny too. I think it ended up in a sweet spot overall, but I was cautiously worried it was a little bit too efficient. This was also 2 years ago, back when Snapcaster was more of a respected card. Why Needle the Saga over Drum? Pithing Needle says activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they are mana abilities, and Springleaf Drum is a mana ability. About iterating on Wafu's blue-red control list with Flame and Snappy. Yeah, we've played a lot of Snapcaster Flame of Anor recently. It's not, and we've also played Murktide in some shells. It's not exactly Wafu's list, but we've been playing that kind of stuff. Man, Patchwork is so good. I think I just pass, hold up mana. That'll probably do it. Play draw probably matters a lot in this matchup. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a best cards in the set video. You can expect one for every major set release. I didn't do one for Aftermath, but that's also like the timing is really tough because a new set just came out. But I will be doing one. I've done one for every major set release since I can't remember what my first one was, but I've probably done like 5 or 6 of them now. Okay, let's keep this. I think I'm going to be leading on Lrien Revealed over Preordain. This list over. I mean, I do think that the green-white card was kind of interesting. Play it sometimes. Were we dead? We weren't dead on board, but we have like no outs, no feasible plan to win the game. No like random brothers hidden to draw into. So I want to play my Trickster this turn so that I can 2-mode Flame of Anor. Might be getting boomed. We are getting boomed. I think I'm still just going to get a Trickster into play. Gonna have to wait at least a turn on Flame of Anor. Do you do one for every secret lair? No, I only do them for new cards, obviously. So probably going to kill Cranial Plating. Draw 2. Could also try to dismember the Patchwork this turn. Yeah, let's just pass with mana up. Or maybe I should attack. Attack for 4, Dismember, take 4 down to 14. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5, 6, down to 8. It's just really bad if they can get this out of range. Oh no, I meant to attack with both. Damn it. Okay, now I guess I'm passing. I didn't mean to attack with both. So now I think I'm on the kill every creature they play plan. Hopefully the last card is not a counter spell. Thankfully it's not. And I guess I'm also thankful I didn't take the line I wanted to. I also want to play Aether Vial, I think, over casting a Preordain. Okay. We're down to 13. They've got 2 cards in their hand. Wow. Bad, but pretty beatable, probably. Especially with me being at 14. I think I'm just going to hit them for 8. Okay, this is the GG. 4-1 that league. Merfolk's still looking very good. I know we lost a scam, but let's do one more. And I think I'm gonna lock it in for the challenge tomorrow. We'll just do one more and double check. Just kind of loving the deck, and specifically just been kind of dying for like a Flame of Anor deck that's feeling really good, and Flame has been okay, like the Dreadhorde Snapcaster shells and like the Waffle builds, but it is much better in Merfolk. It is just so consistently 3 mana 3 for 1.